Hey, State Berg here for another game video. Today we're playing some more Disco Elysium. Possibly the ending. I don't know. Could be. What?
A skiff with a small steering engine in the back floats on the calm mirror of the sea. Its two seats are empty. Once you get in, that's it. One pull of the starter handle, and you're off into the bay. A strange trepidation comes over you. Are you sure you want to go now? Have you made all the necessary preparations? Closed all your accounts? Remember what the net picker said. It's a small tank. You won't be going back and forth on this.
You gonna take the engine, Kim? I'll hold the boombox. What? What? How else do we blast Sad FM on our way to the island?
Fine. Let's blast Sad FM then.
Sad FM is a radio station specializing in sad, slow rock songs. You seem to know its frequency by heart.
Get it right. There's literally nothing we can do.
Want to be free. Want to be free. It will last forever.
Yeah. I just had a freaking... I don't like to call them schizo rants, but like... I can't really call them schizophrenics. I don't know, always about random topics that don't matter, but fuck do they get me going. I don't know, it's just like... I don't know, it's pattern recognition brain and all that. Now, I personally believe that government cigarettes cause cancer. It's like, think about it. They say cigarettes cause cancer. But people have been smoking cigarettes since the 1800s. Only recently have they been getting cancer from it. And you know what they tried to tell? You know what? I looked it up. They tried to tell me on the internet. Homegrown is more dangerous. You know what I hear? Only smoke government arsenic-laced cigarettes. You know why? Because I get mixed sentences. Because the first sentence I read was, arsenic in the tobacco causes cancer since it's added when the tobacco plant is sprayed with pestilence. And the line after that is, arsenic, tobacco, and tar are a natural product of the tobacco plant. So what is it? Is it added with the fucking pestilence? Is it added with the pesticides? Or is it added by the pesticides? Or is it a natural product? Something's not adding up there, right? How could something be a natural product and also just added by an outside guy, and then absorbed into the soil, absorbed through the soil via a fucking product? And they just tell you, oh, homegrown is dangerous because it's unregulated. And it's like bullshit. Bullshit.
The boat comes to a
People
slow
will be
stop.
dropping dead
The
in the
lieutenant
1800s.
turns
Everybody
the engine
smoked in the
off.
1800s.
Then
And if
there's silence.
tobacco was so dangerous, naturally grown, why the fuck? humanity would have went extinct because they were all smoking then. Look at this. Like, is there any reports ever of anybody dropping dead after smoking a cigarette in the 1800s or any time after the 1800s before they started regulating them? No. It was only after the government started spraying them down with arsenic and that people started getting cancer. And also, I'm starting to believe that the whole cigarettes cause cancer thing is kind of wrong too, because they say it's so like you're slowly poisoning yourself, and if you ate the shit, you would die. I watched a video of a guy smoking 25 cigarettes all at once. Wait, no, it wasn't 25. It was 500 cigarettes all at once. You would think that would equal to eating tobacco. But he's still alive. The man also smoked radioactive cigarette smoke. So either my theory has been proven right, or my other theory is proven right, and he's an immortal man. Or very, very, very resistant to poison. In that case, join the club, pal. And in that case, join the club, pal. My liver is also very immune to poison.
In the silence, a sputter of wings. A flock of quails takes off in the distance. Let's go.
Yes. Ah. I also just ruined that entire cinematic. Sorry, my ranting has ruined a perfectly cinematic. This is also a good screenshot. There's no way that the stairs are gone. Yep. Oh, there's like a bunch of stuff to look at here. But like always, we get... Again, it's just like he looks suspiciously like Harry, like... Like how... Oh, money. An Arrowhead shirt. Hand-eye coordination, that... Hmm.
Books and magazines lie scattered on the floor and on a makeshift cupboard. They are not particularly well organized. Most are
It's just
soft
rude.
covers, serialized fantastique and detective stories from the 20s and 30s. This disparate digest includes the classic animal adventures. Popular depictions of man versus nature by amateur naturalists T&T Harpin, husband and wife. Widely read by people from all walks of life. Who doesn't like nature? Who doesn't want to survive? Among what is mostly commercial fiction and serialized stories, you find a magazine cathodique for electrical engineering. Then it's back to pulp. Light erotica, an international thriller about circuit benders.
Someone's made themselves a home.
Oh yes, under the bed, there is a rather extensive collection of critical theory, that is, dour, life non-affirming left-wing literature, published by small imprints such as Abattoir Film
Deranged.
Elysium.
Look, Kim.
It's not
Powerful.
exactly like reading.
Powerful communist. Nah. Look, Kim. Deranged commie ranting.
Ooh, yeah. I agree. Humanitarian sciences. It stands out. Not a lot of critical theory around in Ravachol West.
Your incendiary remark has failed to provoke him.
Create a fear book? What do you think this means?
Whoever has lived here, they have some education and a certain set of interests.
Interesting.
Okay.
There's a greasy old spring mattress in the corner, resting on piles of soft cover
This
books.
is like
White linen
communist
and a pillow
dribble.
are visible under a worn-out caracol blanket.
It's true, though.
Someone has been squatting here. The linen is fresh, recently washed.
How recently?
You force the rest of the sentence out through pain, thick as molasses, no longer able to hear yourself speak.
You know, officer, you can rest here if you are feeling tired. I will keep watch. You could use some rest for what's ahead.
Maybe I'll go
You
with
face the
Jedi.
concrete wall. There's less light there, in the dark corner. Like a dog, you lie there. You didn't realize how tired you were. Your body is still nowhere near healed.
Curl up on your knees.
The blanket feels cold. The entire room does. Concrete and cold. Minutes pass. Half an hour maybe.
Sleeping
The
as
sounds of
Lord.
the sea beyond grow distant. Your eyelids close until you feel yourself standing up in the darkness, right next to the mattress. Slowly, the world begins to hatch from the blackness. It's evening. Sleep.
No. We gotta get up. Oh, wait. Oh, shit. I just missed all these fucking dialogue options and shit because I just went. Oh. Where is it, Kim? Wait, what bench? Or where? I think something's going on here. Oh, that bench. Lieutenant!
Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns
What the
around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda. Definitely not your wife. You need to talk to her. Think of the historical knowledge you could glean. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
Something's
I'm
off.
sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to... Hey,
How you doing?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry? Well, I'm in my head too. We're all in our heads.
Do you miss me there?
Sometimes. Not as often as I used to. So much time has passed. More than it seems here.
Where are you going?
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
What's in the bag?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
Crown of Mortality, aren't you
Oh,
already
this.
one?
This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder. Silence. Her nuptial gown flows in the wind, wraps around her holy body.
Anyway,
Your skin is so
no,
soft.
Harry. It's just regular skin. I'm not as beautiful as you always thought I was. Let's not get into.
Ah, you are. None of the others.
She does not answer. There's that expression again. You have to say something.
The
Well,
poetry thing is not going to help. It's only going to make things worse. I really have to go. I don't even know how you got here.
I'm sorry. I'm foam. All I can do is foam. It's meaningless.
Can you stay for a moment? We need to talk. We need to have one more massive.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really. We don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
It's not. But... I don't know why I said but. There is no but. I can't answer your other questions, Harry. Not anymore. I have to go.
With your feet trembling from the steps you took, tepid and fearful, you stand against her, her body close to you, radiating warmth. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back. This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me. Her chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Feels like soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries. The world's most precious material, reserved for those she lets close enough to feel it. You are stealing a touch. It's not yours to take. A delicate wreath on her forehead, pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air. Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine. Her shoulders hunched. She keeps herself stiff. Her center guarded from your motions. Unresponsive to your guidance. Nothing, just pillows against you. Unresponsive, but for the taste of apricots. The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours. Trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
That's it
No,
then.
Harry. Not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. I'm pregnant.
Is
Of
it
course
mine?
not. I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Poverty-stricken fuck. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
No, this has to end. Do the last one. No, don't say it. Don't beg. It will only make her go. Yes, somewhere hidden among the options popping up in your nervous system is the right one. That will make her love you again and not go to the aerodrome at all.
What happened?
Nothing. I have to go. I'm gonna go now.
Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times.
You don't want me to let you go. Not really. Yeah,
That
fine.
was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
What was your
I won't
shirt
see
again?
you, but you will see me.
That'd
Oh,
be-
Harry. This is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago? Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful and young, and I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum, like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness, after leaving you the first time, so long ago. Oh,
No,
yes. This is real darkness. It's not death, or war, or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
Are you gonna get up?
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
Sleep was
Of
deep
course.
and
I was
great.
just thinking maybe you've torn your stitches. Are you ready to move on?
Let's comb this entire island.
Okay.
An old cylindrical generator is nested above the ammo lift, with makeshift electrical wiring running out of its side and across
Ammo
the floor.
left. What is this?
The cables
Kid?
disappear into the wall to your right. The lieutenant puts his hand on the metal barrel, checking for warmth.
It's cold now, but someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
What is
Downstairs, somewhere?
Okay, generators.
Liquid carbon. I would imagine it takes mazout. The kind that's favored by vagrants and fuel thieves. It's been a long winter, long and cold.
If anyone stayed here, they'd need a generator. A hollow ring, the canister is empty. Dust falls from the generator and down into the ammo lift.
What's this
I don't know.
generator?
I'm not a philosopher.
That is his idea of a joke.
It improves the universal material.
A small agony. Minuscule bones may have fractured, but it proves the point.
Ouch.
He nods approvingly. He even smiles.
I mean, why is
Someone
it here?
with basic electrical skills has restored it in order to keep the room warm. Maybe it's the fire guy.
The wind outside picks up suddenly, with a faint howl. Inside, it's warm.
Ooh, staircase. See? So much magnesium. This shit must be fucking amazing.
Green paint flicks off the monoblock aluminium cabinet. There are rows of switches on the front panel, a frequency band, and even a keyboard. The keys rattle like teeth. This keyboard hasn't been functional in decades.
What is
The
it?
console of an anti-computation device. The generator upstairs, with wires coming out. They terminate here.
What's it supposed to
Urgence,
do?
ouvert, allumé, radiodiffusé. Sounds like this device was used to control the electronics here. Maybe it still does.
This device was used to control the electronics in the room. It could open doors, control lights, function as a radio computer.
Turn
We
on
need
the-
to restore power before using this, officer. The generator, it didn't look like there was fuel in it. We should look around outside. There are barrels all over. Maybe one of them still has something in it.
The boat engine. The console looks on as you talk.
Yeah. What was that?
A strange feeling looking at the water. Maybe you should just wander off into the sea, leave it all, and walk in with a bottle in your hand.
A bottle.
Always.
Why?
Perhaps there's someone there, under the water, waiting for you, where it has always been. Maybe you know it's going to hurt.
But it's
Yes, cold and still. But love is warm, like the inside of her mouth.
cold. Yes,
Oh,
please.
fuck, yes. Go there in your head. It's been days since you thought about her. A week. In the still mirror of the bay, you see Martinez reflected. Tall edifices of ruins reach into the water, like shimmering towers. And the shacks too. Pine trees and motor lorries, upside down. Islets and posts, like stepping stones, lead into the water in front of you. Go. Step in. It's been too long.
Oh, hey.
There's a rain-soaked mattress on a concrete slab, only half covered by the crumbling roof. At the head of it, double embrasures, firing slits like two eyes in the wall.
B triple prime. This looks like a good place to shoot from.
A single-person mattress, modern, civilian use. Brand name, Marjorie. There's a fuel stain on the cover, along with cigarette burns. And an empty can of beans on the ground next to it, filled to the brim with cigarette butts. The
Pick up
silhouette
one
of a tobacco picker adorns the paper filter. The brand, Tio Moteri.
I may
it's
have been
like
wrong
the
when
one
I said
we-
it wasn't
what it's in.
important. This means the same person could have visited both locations. I didn't see any signs of smoking inside though. If people live there, they keep it tidy. This here may also be a smoking spot.
There's a firing slit in the wall in front of you, like a little window. Quite old and grimy from years without cleaning by anything other than the rain.
For the hole in the concrete.
The springs screech as you lean on the mattress and crane your neck to look out. A small piece of Martinez coastline opens up in the square in front of you, like a tiny landscape painting. 1 kilometer across the water. The ruins look familiar.
Look on the left.
A towering skyscraper, its top floors shaved off by artillery fire. Capeside apartments. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 33A and 33B.
Look on the right.
The red chimney and collapsed back of the 4-story tenement in front of the whirling in rags. Rue de Saint-Ghislain, 10. The doomed commercial area.
In between the two.
The box-shaped silhouette of the whirling in rags. Its sloped roof, a tiny fleck of light catches your eye on the rooftop. Sunlight reflecting off the upstairs window of Clausia's room.
Motherfucker.
What does that mean? Do you have line of sight to the window?
Yes, there's an opening between A, 33A and 10. I can see the roof.
I can see it. Through the scope of a rifle. The shooter would be prone, lying on the mattress, barrel resting on the embrasure.
Cheek against a cheek rest, hand on the hair trigger. On a calm day like this.
Kim, I could make this shot.
I think we have it, detective. The origin of the shot. This is the sniper's nest.
Affirmative.
Finally.
In our defense, nothing pointed here. Many, many leads pointed elsewhere.
You're right.
He looks north, over the fortification, then at the mattress.
Could the shooter still
Where?
be here? On
He
this
does
island.
not answer, just nods. With his back hunched, he looks around once more and says, he feels uncomfortable suddenly.
We should move now.
You know what? Something tells me I'm gonna need a gun. It's got 1 bullet, so we're gonna count.
This old cylindrical generator waits with its fuel. The lieutenant assists you, holding the canister up to the fuel tank as you tilt. Dark brown, viscous fluid pours out, and the room fills with a chemical smell. There's a red starter switch on the side of the cylinder and a start rope on the other side. The lieutenant flicks the switch. The recoil start wakes the old generator up. The machine sputters like an old warhorse before settling down to a rattle.
That should do it.
A dim golden glow animates the console. Faint.
It's on. Turn emergency open.
Automatic boot.
Could this
I
open the
think,
password?
yes. Let's see. That one. The emergency open.
The blast door opens with a series of clicks. A shaft of light appears, then widens as the light shines in. A sudden wave of anxiety makes your skin crawl.
After you.
What's
I
there?
don't know.
A thin wisp of smoke rises from a charred black fire pit. The wind picks up, then dies down again.
Let's go.
A dim golden glow. The lighting in the room turns on with a sizzle, a dim ambient orange. The dial slides under the dusty glass, dark and silent, despite the power being on. You make out defunct stations on the UKV frequency. The words, failed insula, are written on the band.
Insular. This is an off-air radio computer, I believe, used for military communications.
It's an air-gapped system, an off-air military model. Its circuits are nearly impossible to bend, i.e., it cannot be remote controlled. An old man, wearing tracksuit trousers, leans on the frame stock of his
Tracksuit
rifle.
trousers, you say?
He gathers a big ball of spit in his mouth, then spits it out into the extinguished fire before him. He raises his black eyes, hooded by creased eyelids, to meet yours. Unclouded by cataracts, his eyesight is sharp.
Are you the fire guy?
The what now? I can't hear you.
Did you recently tell 2 kids to put a fire out?
I may have. All sorts of little rats have come sniffing around, trying to give up the position.
The position sounds like a hiding place.
Fire guy. Regressive bourgeoisie henchman. Can't even talk like a grown-up. My eyesight?
You've retained your eyesight?
Yes. Helps me see all the shit.
A shudder of disgust passes his right side.
Oh man.
His left side remains motionless.
Did you close the blast door?
I did. And you opened it. How?
I filled the generator and didn't use the console.
I should have burned that console down.
How did you know I was coming?
Reactionary rock and roll music. Playing on the water.
Told you we shouldn't play sad FM.
It wasn't rock and roll, it was sad FM.
Sad FM, huh? I always hated that station. Phlegmatic, counter-revolutionary dirges. Sadness is a mental illness. A weapon of the bourgeoisie. The fascists were right about rock and roll. It is degenerate. Hip gyrating, mental illness music.
What gun you got there?
It's not nice. It's a piece of shit.
Is that a
It gets the job done.
Bill McGraw?
It's a 3-Angong 446.
Southeast Samaran made. Exotic. Must be defunct too. No modern rifle manufacturer of that name springs to mind.
A Samaran rifle. How did you get hold of one?
It was sent to us by our brothers in the Sinyao commune. Military aid.
It has stayed true to him. He can still make it sing.
You heard me. It's good now. Like chalk wiped from the board.
He's right. Almost no one remembers there was a third metastasis of the world revolution in the Safre Empire, extinguished in '06.
Let it vanish.
It's almost as if they were never there. Only the rifle remains, cradled by the old man.
Your weapon has stayed true to you. Mine has stayed true to me.
Yes. I bet you've killed a lot of people with it. You fascist fuck. Have you come to make me one of them?
We have come to ask you questions, nothing more. If you do not comply, we will take you in. Do you understand?
The danger levels here are hard to read. One moment he's afire, the next, a fire gone out.
Sir,
The
we need to
lieutenant
talk.
pulls his pistol from the holster.
That's where with the police.
You are a glorified night watchman. This is a service rifle. I can only lay it down before an enemy commander of corresponding rank.
Yell at him now, loud. The words, "I am an enemy commander," sound cold as iron from the lungs. The old man still hugs his gun.
And what rank would that be? Dog,
Lieutenant
the
W.
big
Effer.
wheel of the 4th Regiment of the Pederast Army. To hell with it. It's a walking stick anyway. It's out of bullets.
Like an amputated limb in the sand. He stares on, his wrinkled mouth moving without a sound. a strange sadness, like a song.
What did you
The
say?
future teaches you to be alone.
The present,
The
The
present?
present to be afraid and cold.
It feels worse.
Real music. Real Roulette Cult. That's La Revacholière, not your rock and roll misanthropy. Chanson de soldat of the black and whites.
marching song.
I know, it's the marching song of the war. I'm gonna.
The job of a shit licker.
Understood.
You don't understand anything.
His gaze follows your motions. The rifle feels surprisingly light in your hand. Frame stocked and patched in places with tape and wire. The rifle's in a shabby state,
It's a.
like a crutch that's seen
It's a
too
gun
much
made-
travel.
It's a metro. It's a game.
Hieroglyphs are embossed
it's a
into the
gun from,
forearm,
the game
made of
Metro.
walnut. They say Triangong 4.46, Sin Yao Commune, for Safre and for all mankind.
I know, serious.
This is the Vulgate Seraïs. You can barely intuit the words. No is stretching it.
Kim, look.
What does it say?
Sorry, in all mankind.
That's what the little guys told us. Every day at 4 o'clock in the morning, they go on and on about their Safri, their mankind, and Mazov. Those men were commandos. They weren't shit on a stick like us. They were small and...
On the butt, you see Vespertine writing, burned into the wood. Triangong 4.46 millimeter, made in Sin Yao.
It also, as he said,
No one
Sure,
said it
sure.
has to be a Benagrave. We were just
you
guessing.
know,
From ballistics, it could easily have been a Triangong too.
It doesn't matter if it was made in Shanti Shanti. All it has to do is use jacketed ammunition. And it does.
this used
The
to
right
check.
type and the right calibre.
Show
The
me.
old man keeps following your motion with his gaze. His right arm twitches suddenly. This looked very much like the murder weapon. It could be used against him to get a confession in time.
Who are you?
My name, Josef Lilianovich Dross. Political Commissar of the 114th Anti-Aircraft Division of the 4th Army of the Commune of Revachol. I am a deserter, a partisan, and a prisoner of war. This is my termless surrender.
The commune of Revachol? Do you mean the ICM? Your holdover from the...
From the Insulindian Citizens Militia, the army of the revolution. I was recruited in Jamrock in 07, trained in the École de Contrôle Orient, and consigned to emergency defense duties in 08. I left my unit on the eve of the landing. When I returned here on May 14th, the commune had fallen. Still armed and ideologically trained, I wrote a criticism of myself and resumed partisan duties.
51 minus 8 equals 43.
You've been on this island for 43 years?
No. I've been on other islands too. I was in a resurrection until they turned it into a spa in 18. Then I was an E-48, a nameless sound, until the sea washed over it. Then I came back here. That was 22 years ago.
So again, you
43 years and 10 months.
That's insane.
It's not how a human being should live. But I had to. I couldn't just forget. I couldn't just forget what I saw.
What have you been doing during all this time?
Hiding, fishing, waiting.
Where the afternoon grows late, on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, people walk home. Street lights will soon be lit. Further inland, the streets are alive with workers, men, women, children, street hawks and migrant laborers. The temperature is steady. Alto cumulus clouds form above Precinct 41.
Always waiting.
For what?
For her to return.
Her who?
Girl child. Revolution. I am not a fool. I know. The material base for an uprising has eroded. The working class has betrayed mankind. The historic opportunity for a revolution has passed. It will not come back anymore, however hard I try, whatever I do.
You said you deserted your unit?
I was just 16 years old, 15 when I volunteered. I had a lapse of faith.
A lapse of
You
faith?
could say I misunderstood
God.
the historic
Kirk
role
shit,
of the
yeah.
proletariat and thought Mazovian socioeconomics were fallible. For a second, I doubted the irreducible laws of historic materialism. A second is all it took for reaction to take hold.
I understand that communists are natural.
You haven't
cowards.
seen it. The face of who you serve, naked. It's impossible not to be afraid.
And this was when?
May the 13th, 08, 44 years ago. The horizon was black with coalition airships. Their petroleum rose to the sky. It looked like it formed the clouds, storm clouds. When they started shelling, it was dark magic.
Dark
The
magic?
combined might of international capital. All at once, all the greed and terror in the world tore into Revachol. It lifted streets from the ground and turned houses into ghosts. We were in the flak tower, huddled on the floor. The artillery was 80 kilometers away in Ozon, but I knew the commune would fall. We would all be turned into ash. So I said I was going to the map room.
What
I
then?
ran. I climbed the chain link across the water and hid inland, in the bunkers underground, like the weakest of the weak. A mouse, frightened of the ordnance all night and the sound of the rotors in the morning, whirring.
What was that?
Airships. I climbed out into hell. The landing was complete. The chain was submerged. I had to swim back. The fortress was half submerged too, shattered. They'd all drowned in the lower levels, or got torn to shreds above. The anti-aircraft gun had malfunctioned. So had I. I left them without ideological direction. It was real. I'd seen it. I'd seen it in reality.
Some kind of great terror, worse than you've ever seen.
Seen what?
The mask of humanity fall from capital. It has to take it off to kill everyone, everything you love, all the hope and tenderness in the world. It has to take it off just for 1 second to do the deed. And then you see it, as it strangles and beats your friends to death. The sweetest, most courageous people in the world. You see the fear and power in its eyes. Then you know
What?
that the bourgeois are not human. I had to fight it. I had to never stop.
What is this place?
It's not an island, Dwat. It's a defensive fortification of the commune of Revachol. And I am its last surviving defender.
What was it used for?
The congenitally deformed King Philip II built it to restrict access to the Bay of Revachol. We captured it in '02, retrofitted the fort with an AA gun to defend against an airborne landing. Against the whole world.
I mean landing. The retaking
Coalition military called it Operation Deathblow. I later found out on the radio they called it Deathblow. You're one of them. Tell me, who speaks like that? We had 50 million people on Caillou alone.
First, I'm not one of them.
Sure you are. You're RCM. Answer me.
I'm
Who
a
calls an
fascist.
operation against 50 million people Deathblow?
Coalition military?
Iblis,
Ibis.
the black-eyed angel.
Shaitan Ahura, the darkened one.
How do you have you survived all
How
this
does
time?
anyone survive? I steal.
Now hold on there.
That's a choice. You could have become self-employed, create the system.
You're insane and grotesque. Everyone steals. Vegetables, supplies. It's the life of a dog.
How is your health, Mr. Dross?
I've been throwing up blood since winter. Red, like beetroot. Been passing it in stool, too.
Ah,
He does seem frail. Gaunt for his age. More like 75 than 65. Trouble putting on weight could mean cancer.
The RCM can provide medical services. You need to be looked over.
I need to die. You don't have medical facilities. You have guns. That's all they give you. Toy guns.
We also have Druamine.
we have Druamine and other opiate-based painkillers. You must be in pain.
I have been running out of that stuff.
There's no way he could manage the pain without them. It's safe to say he is addicted to painkillers by now.
You like that Druamine?
It's the little joys. A dark joke. A sunshiny day. Morphine.
This is a serious situation. You need to be looked over, and we can do that.
There's nothing to look over. The triage is in, and it's black. Administer morphine. Moribund.
How have you coped
I
mentally?
haven't. I have holes in my brain. Years missing. Others filled with pain only. A decade of... I don't even know what. Inferno?
I also have
No
holes in my brain.
wonder. All your minds are rotting from the radio waves. I watched the traitors of this city turn the lights back on. More and more each year. Ruins glittering in the dark like a fucking merry-go-round. It's disgusting.
How have you concealed yourself all these
It was hard in the Thames. I didn't have partisan training. They were searching for stragglers, those bloodhounds. Floodlights on the water at night.
There were posters, campaigns.
We communards still hoped, and they needed to snuff that hope out. The East capitulated. Martinez and Cold City were turned to dust. But Jamrock, Forburg, even Coron, and Boogie Street, of course. Those fucking kips had Marsov coursing through their veins. And others too. Some cordons of Revachol was still fighting. There were cells. I tried to contact them. Soon they all went silent. The frequencies dead.
How do you get between
At
here and the
night,
mainland?
I used a dinghy. I only went after dark then. When I got to the city, I stayed underground. Patrols, you lot, the commons too. They'd started snitching.
In the city, you move underground?
From bunker to bunker. Not anymore. No one cares now. I don't even have to hide. They think I'm another antisocial vagrant. I could walk straight into that town if I wanted. I just...
The weapons cache under St. Louis in the basement. Have you been there?
So you finally found it. There must have been a small squadron's worth of arms in there. Belmer Graves, right?
They were damaged
I
before
know.
you knew.
So you've been there.
Sleeping. Some nights. Ammo scrounging on others. Those McGraves were shit, even before they corroded. Some had bullets in the chamber, however.
You feel the dots connecting. Little dots on the map he's walked across.
Why did
I
you
don't
just
want
keep
to.
walking there?
They're all traitors. Pigs, rabbits, and dogs. Men without ideals are only animals.
There's a still bunker under the field building. Have you been there?
The propaganda bunker. I used to, but not anymore.
Propaganda bunker?
They stored leaflets there. Broadcasting equipment, too. Made broadcasts, I think. Propaganda officers. I buried them with their leaflets. They killed themselves. 2 young boys. A lot of our boys did. I spent some winters there. Never liked it. Kept thinking of them. No need to go underground anymore. It's better in the ruins, on the ground.
One more question. Do you smoke timber
I do.
cigarettes? Ever smoked on the main line?
They're good. Plenty of tar. I like that boy on the pack, too. Reminds me of the last century.
Tell me how to
The
fix.
old man looks across the water, at the city, the ruins, the motorways rising above it.
So you said
You're
you're...
with the RCM. The coalition-appointed mob that enforces bourgeois morals in Revachol. The so-called Lieutenant W. Freighter.
We're not coalition, Prince. We're just trying to help people.
You're the RCM. You represent the Moralist International, the enemies of humanity who took this city. I represent their adversary, le Parti Communiste d'Insolande. Take me to them as a prisoner of war. I have relinquished my weapon. I can no longer serve. No superiors can relieve me of my duty. You bulldoze them all to a mass grave for trying to free humanity.
I wouldn't call communism freeing humanity.
A spray of blood from his mouth on the black charcoal in the fire pit. Rene, the royalist on the coast, said,
The communist
Liberal
side.
reactionaries signed that instrument. Traitors who should have been burned alive.
Is that part of why you've been here all this
I
time?
asked for the
Because the
communist
party
party.
didn't surrender?
he just wipes the blood from his chin.
That's insane.
You're insane. Radio shows, speed racing, sporting goods. None of it is real.
But it's better than waiting in line for bread. So... yeah. So you call him a soldier from a communist
No,
party.
I am not a soldier. I am an ideological officer. I belong to the party, not the army.
But you said you were trained in a line for the Sense
Trained
Corps.
in historical materialism, then assigned as a political commissar by the party. These things used to mean something.
Wait, what does a
The
political
old
commissar
man does not
do?
answer. He tilts his silver head and looks at the reeds. You see a small tremor pass through
I don't
his
know.
legs.
It sounds like a thing that kind of makes me angry, because if we just ignored something like that, we could have easily crushed the communists in Vietnam. You get my meaning? Political commissar.
His job was to assure the army answers to civilian control and follows the ideology of the Commune.
Scientific communism. A commissaire politique is a knight philosopher of the revolution, a future human.
That means
He
you're trained to
nods
communists.
slowly. Then another tremor.
By the way, I'm a
Nod.
fascist.
You're part of the meat shield surrounding the real fascists while they rape children. That's what you are.
Detective, we have not come here to discuss ideology.
Oh, the communists. Yeah, that's rich coming from a communist.
We have come to ask questions regarding a murder investigation.
The old man spits into the fire pit. He does not say anything
Very
more.
rich coming from
A
a
jitter
communist.
passes his lower body. There's definitely
Do I have to bring up the
something off
Asian
with his
man
body.
that killed a bunch of
Something
people
more
with
than just
glasses because they thought they
metabolism
were smarter
or
than him?
even cancer.
Which is a little bit better than your half-baked lie, which is a true fact that freaked out another communist government and caused them to invade because of how fucking horrible it was. And that's the kind of stuff communism breeds. I have another series of questions.
There's nothing serious in this world. It's a farce.
For a 60-year-old man with stomach trouble, who spent his entire life alone on an uninhabited island, he seems surprisingly fit.
That's it?
He's clearly a drug user of the painkiller sort, prone to erratic hand gestures, and malnourished. But that's it. The moment passes, and you say,
I've used it for killing people.
"Here we go. A trail of blood. The lieutenant smells it too."
Killing people?
It's a gun. That's what they're for. You want a moralist euphemism? Defending your family and your property. I haven't done that.
Hunting? Killing things that are not human? Or people?
I've used it to kill people.
Interesting. During or after the war?
There is no after the war. Class war is never over.
So he's continued killing after hostilities ended.
Sounding
Okay.
like a fucking
Okay.
leftist. Class war is a psyop used by the Communist Party, any Communist Party, to breed falsified hostilities.
Go in straight. No euphemisms. He doesn't like those. No. Be careful now. Slow and steady does it. Make him repeat it first. Don't mess this up. Remember, he wants to tell you. Get personal.
So you're saying you've killed people after the active fighting stopped?
What did I just say?
What did I just tell you? Don't drop the ball now.
So you
The who now?
kill Colonel Security Council Carl?
He heard you. He just wants to hear you say it again. This is dramatic flair on his part. Right choice. We're in. Do it, sire.
His name was Ellis Corner. He was a part of security detail.
Oh, yes. That one. Ugly piece of work, that boy.
Did you kill him?
I am a son of a welder and an officer of the commune of Revachol. I do not collaborate with murderers and pederasts of the liberal regime.
Tear into him. Pile it on him. Everything you got on him. The more, the better. The gun. The murder weapon is the perfect opener. The scent of blood in the air. But what else? There was something you can't remember. Something about the tracks. Suddenly, all those tracks are so confusing. Go with something else first.
You're a communist.
Stupid
Fuck
dwat.
this dead man. Communist.
The lieutenant looks at you with worry in his eyes.
It was intuition. He had spoken. He would have said. It was an intuition. He had spoken. He would have said.
Intuition is an aberrant psychologism. It reeks of crypto-fascism. The parasite class use intuition to justify their rank in life. It's all just palmistry and magic, Earl creatures. Your brain is rotting from the radio waves.
Intuition is an actual form of study. It is not really that. It's just an ability some people have to figure out shit. I have intuition. You can never hide anything from me.
He does not answer the provocation. It does not look like he thinks this approach worked. But still, somehow you knew it was a communist.
How?
Perhaps you suspected it before you took the case. The vision was you remembering that. Was it supposed to?
Yes, it is.
Yes, you have a vast royalist soul, and it's reaching out for something in the future.
Standing there, slack-jawed, brain festering.
I got this.
Not a lot of guns around that use military-grade ammunition, are there?
It's a real gun. Not like your little musketeer pistol. I've seen you prance around with that, jumping hoops for the liberals. You look like imbeciles. Why don't you ask them to give you real weapons? Going against automatic rifles with these toy guns. Of course you got those boys killed.
Damn, he saw you. He's watched it happen. He would have a good view of the tribunal from here. It's not just empty boasting.
I say we still have
You
all of them.
didn't handle anything. I watched it happen. You let those murderers rip right into them. Got most of them killed, even the fat one. None of those people mean anything to you. The vultures feed on this city, and you prepare the meal for them.
You're getting diverted. Push the gun. Only the gun matters.
So you watched the fight?
Yeah.
Did you like what you saw? The mayhem. It was all your doing, your plan. You got them killed.
You don't know anything.
So,
You know what? You're right. I'm
stop
convinced
changing
this made the shot.
subject. We have the
Should we
murder
call
weapon.
it?
You think we have the murder weapon?
4.46 jacketed ammunition, modified for range. We have it. This is it.
I'm calling it.
Good. This feels good, doesn't it? Tearing things up like this. When you have the murder weapon, you have the killer.
Murder.
We've
I
done the
saw
ballistics.
you poking around there, looking for evidence. You're damn diligent when it comes to dead fascies. Did you like the view?
You had direct visibility. There are embrasures in the concrete, specifically meant for a top follower to use. And you had a long-range rifle in your possession. You've been here a long time, Mr. Druss. Too long. You clearly need medical aid.
I'm ready to die. I've done my part.
He's practically admitting to it. Dead fascists for fascists. Done his part. Just one thing remains unclear. The rifle does not seem to have a scope.
There's only one thing. Where's the scope? How do you make the shot without a scope?
Forget about your stupid fucking scope. I don't know where it is. Find it yourself. It's your problem now.
He lost it. He just doesn't know where it is.
You
Forget
said
it.
you
Push
said you
on.
killed fascists. You meant killing them?
You're sad for your fascia brother, aren't you? One twig got broken. Now the others are sad.
Come on. What am I forgetting?
Wait, here it comes. The goddamn Maybells. The dried Maybells on Clausia's roof.
Oh yeah.
There were Maybells in the grass when you got here. They're revolutionary symbols from the war. Wait, don't forget the footprints. The diagonal prints in the dust in the secret space behind Clausia's bedroom. Now they're gonna come up.
Of
You
course.
got-
Thank you, Ed.
Remember, the boot prints were like no modern soul. Maybe don't beat yourself anymore, though. You're not immortal.
There were Maybells behind the victim's window.
Damn Maybells. The whole island is turning white with them. So many this year, too. The spring is coming. No,
A
it's
young one.
already here. Wash the filth away.
I haven't seen these
They
flowers.
blossom on the islands
Very
before.
nice.
We
Well, yeah.
fertilized them with our blood. Resurrection was snow white in May, before they ruined it.
South, the Bay of Martinez is dotted with little freckles of islets, turning green, with white flowers in white snow.
The coast, too, before they piled their containers on top of it, filled with broken, useless trash for fat-fingered bourgeois children to play with.
You must get around a lot to stay undetected all these years. Do you know any secret paths? Pinball workshops?
I may.
A young woman called Clesia. Ring any bells? There is dried flowers were behind her window.
Classier.
He knows her, but hadn't heard the name.
Yes, closer. Yeah.
My ears don't reach the city.
You know her, right? She's an intimate relationship with the victim, the mercenary.
With the victim.
There is a small tremble, looks like a smile. A crooked smile, yet isn't quite voluntary. He's about to burst. Don't leave any loose ends. Get him on everything.
I wonder what
Everything is brands with you individualists. Who cares what brand my shoes are? Sansa.
Because true
Some
luxury and high living conditions means you have the ability to care about the brand of your shoe instead of what am I gonna eat.
Show me the souls, please, Mr. Duras.
Fucking imbecile.
It'll help you find shit faster.
The maker is called Sensory. You see their V-shaped logo, but can't make out the size. These are not the unusual horizontal patterned souls you saw in the dust on the floor of the hidden room. They do, however, seem to be about the same size.
The size fits, but not the soul.
Sire, he doesn't have to be wearing them right now.
People change shoes, it doesn't mean they weren't wearing them. The other room the victim died, smacking around.
Racking those brains, are you? Desperate to report something back to your masters? They must have really loved that dead fuck.
The lieutenant gives you a quick sideways glance and nods to acknowledge. The prints were his. You can see it in those eyes. He can't keep them from flickering, looking for something.
That's
The old man
justice.
stares at his own prints in the ash around the fire. Silent suddenly, some strange process within him. A gush of wind. Seagulls in the distance.
You know who he was. A coalition-trained murderer. Armored and armed. He wasn't human. The blunt end of a hammer. Dripping with blood.
He was a soldier too, he was a man.
Beating us to the ground. Moaning with joy. You hounds get so thorough when a company-trained killer dies. I haven't seen you on this coast for 40 years. You know, maybe I should have killed one sooner. Got your attention. Now you stop beating druggies and prostitutes in your basement. Now you come to investigate. Not when they die by the hundreds.
This is it. Shot him. Shot him. Say shot him, not killed him.
You shot him,
Oh,
you shot
the
him.
inhumanity. One paramilitary less in Revachol.
The lieutenant raises his right arm to hush you, while the lieutenant listens, holding his breath.
I had them in my sights. Both of them. Him and the whore. I was breathing with them, in phase, and I pulled the trigger and flew on the air until I landed in his mouth. I didn't think I had a shot like that in me anymore. I did. I saw him kneel there with his mouth full of death, and that stupid look on his face. And his dick still in her.
There, a hot flash of rage almost carries the smile away. Some dark peace.
Then what?
Nothing. I went to sleep. Next morning there were Maybells everywhere. The world was white. Or what's left of it, anyway. My last spring here. I knew the fascists would come to avenge their own. And so they did.
Wait.
Mr. Duras, are you aware you're confessing to murder?
Yes.
And you were looking at Dan, the victim and a young woman, having sex, through the scope of your rifle that night, before you shot him?
The old man nods.
Why?
Because that's what they were doing.
The motive. This is where the motive is going to come from.
I don't understand. Do you, detective? I don't understand this part.
Why were you looking at them that night?
I'm always looking.
Are you always looking through the scope of a rifle? I'm just trying to understand.
A rifle's scope has the best magnification.
Helps him see all the shit.
And if you don't like it?
Click.
The part, if it's the part of the shit you see.
Then you pull the trigger?
Yes. Think of it as a form of critique.
He will not stop now. These dialectical materialist types never do. Exploit it. You got him going. Connect every little piece now. Wrap this up like a gift.
What specifically did you not like about what we saw when the night of the murder?
Them. Fucking. I didn't like that.
So you were jealous?
Jealousy is a reactionary concept. I didn't like the Reaver enjoying himself. Drugged out, soothed in the arms of a young woman. I wanted him to die so he could not enjoy life anymore. And I wanted
Old
to
angry
see
man.
his head explode. That too. She should know better than to hold a child murderer between her thighs. I knew he'd be there for one more second, writhing.
I also like to see people's heads being blown up, but don't bring ideology into that shit. What would the postal dude say?
That's all it takes for the
Oh,
bullet
right.
to reach his
Old
head.
man, you wouldn't know that.
Now that I think of it, I wasn't aiming for his mouth. I wanted his brains to spill out on her. But
Her body sweating from the
Can't have
drugs.
everything.
Slick from cerebral hemorrhage.
How long have you been watching her?
since she came to Martinez, I saw her sneaking in the reeds early in the morning, behind the Feld building. It was dark, still winter. She didn't have her skimpy outfit on then, just a spot in the night, moving.
Past the Feld building on the coast? What was she doing there?
Hiding something in the water. She had a fag after she'd done it.
Ah,
I was
cigarette.
up in the ruins there.
Oh, they
She
missed
couldn't
one.
see me, but I could see her smoking. She was nervous.
Because it means because
but not
in the
scared.
context it means cigarette. Strangely going
And
into a little
beautiful.
rant I had. And beautiful.
That too.
How could you see what she looked like? You said it was dark.
The sun came up. Her hair was like cobwebs. She smoked more fags and snorted a line of whatever shit she was on right there.
What do you think she hid for?
Her passport and tickets to Villiers. And from there to Cachet Brut.
In the free state of Seminine, hidden away at the edge of the earth, near the Pale.
Is this is hidden thing she told us about? You look into it?
After she was gone,
Did you keep what was in it? When we found the submersible, it was empty.
no. Why would I do that? I didn't need tickets to Villiers. I'd put them back. If I wanted to extort someone, I'd do better.
This implies that he's thought about extorting her. Also, a little inconsistency here. He was surprised to hear her name Clausia before. Would he not have seen it on the documents?
You saw her name on the passport, but before when I said the name Clausia, you didn't seem to recognize it.
You didn't say Clausia in there.
I'm sure we checked the submersible and there's nothing in there.
Why would I need that trash? I'm not going to Villiers.
A strange confusion comes over him from time to time. Some kind of aberration of the nervous system.
What did it say her name was in the passport?
It was something. I don't remember. It was dark that morning. I only remember her face on the photo.
Moving on, did you continue watching her?
I did. She had a face like an archipelago with those birthmarks, and a body hard and lean and bruised all over, black and yellow. I could see she's taken a beating. I could see who she was, too. A spook, on the run. Revishal's the cloaca of capital now. All the bagmen and arms dealers end up here to do drugs and have sex like animals.
You could tell she was a spook from the documents?
She had different color hair on the photo, and glasses. Forged. Some sordid bourgeois affair. I've heard about this kind of thing on the radio.
He's setting it up for you. The bruises, you can't make that out in a scope.
You said you can see her bruises through a scope of a rifle?
You can't see bruises through a scope. It's just a blur.
It quickly comes to you.
The bruises on her body, any chance you've seen them through a hole in the wall?
Oh, yes. Cutting those drugs of hers into little lines with a knife. Masturbating.
Everything in him fills with impossible longing, all at once.
Did you make that hole?
With a clip point knife.
You ever seen her through the window on the roof?
Like that, too. Yes. Bending like a bow against the glass.
You've been in this through the secret route behind the whirling and rags, and there were your footprints there. You changed your shoes.
I've been through all of Martinez. Every nook and cranny.
And that too.
Yes, that too. The things they did in that little room. What she'd do to feel good. Funny the way light works. You turn it on inside, and it gets so dark out, you can't see a man looking in. I learned that in the 20s, when they were still hunting me. I've seen people do some shit, but...
Those two took the cake. You hear the familiar scribble of the lieutenant's pen. A quick glance at you.
How did you get in there, the hidden pinball workshop?
I can just walk in there now after a good wash. I told you, they think I'm an antisocial. Closing hour is a good time. The kitchen's empty.
You had to open the steel door in the kitchen? How?
I got that open a long time ago. Some bourgeois game merchant lived there. I don't know, 15 years ago. He left spare keys all over, and I took one. Then I saw her turn the light on one night in my scope.
Andy found use for it. A spare key, like the one hanging behind the Union box window.
Did you have feelings for that one?
There's nothing to hold on to. Only this. It's not enough.
The coals of his eyes glisten suddenly, like stones dripping with water. Is he crying?
Man needs to feel something else. In this fight, it helps if you have your eye on something there. It's weakness, I know.
Is that why you left the
No.
red flower in the window? Why?
I don't really know. I was there one night and she was crying, like a child, in the corner of her room on the floor, like she does sometimes.
What was this?
The day after I killed him.
You brought her a Maybelle?
Yes. I don't know why I do the things I do anymore.
You wanted the controller?
Maybe. I told you, I have holes in my brain now. I wouldn't just sit here waiting for you.
A sudden pang of rage.
If you came 10 years ago, I would have killed you.
In the silence, the lieutenant draws a line in his notes,
So,
then
conclusion,
nods at you
It
once more.
wasn't about him, it was about her?
Her.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stop looking at you now.
The lieutenant nods at you in acknowledgement.
Where is she, that Glazier? I haven't seen her there for days.
She got away, but she let us here first. She figured out someone was watching her from the seafront.
Gone. I knew it. She kept staring into the scope this last week at the island, like she knew. She'd look at night, crying or smoking on the roof, staring right into me. It doesn't matter.
Midtown, across the Bay of Revachol, the oceanic wind washes 40-story towers. Above them, Lusanne's Central Aerodrome, a cocoon suspended in the sky by a web of suspension wiring, encircled by hybrid aircraft. On the platform, a young woman is withdrawing from amphetamines, barbiturates, and alcohol. Yet still, she smiles among the crowd, among the great ghosts of the city she's leaving, for another, far south. Smaller, distant, hidden, not like the great chandelier she sees sparkle in the night below her. Streetlights, towers, tenements, and water, and across it, a dark strip of ruins, barely visible if she didn't squint her eyes. He knew she knows. She was looking at the island, figuring it out, day by day, cigarette by cigarette.
We could get more. We've got him talking.
Who knows what he's seen and done over the years? Enough. Take him in. Bend his arms behind his back and end this.
A tragic comedy.
Anything you haven't killed?
Druggies, prostitutes, and rentiers.
A strange little engine seems to fire up in him again. It straightens his back. The familiar put of hatred. Detest pushes the cobwebs out of his eyes, pushes the melancholy aside. He relishes it.
More specifically?
Specifically, the whole city is a charnel house, stripped clean and draped in neon. But Martinez is the worst.
How come?
Because of the racists. Everyone is a racist in Martinez. It's their favorite thing to do in the whole world. Listening to race-themed radio shows. In the ruins, in their lorries. Pumped full of steroids and Radio Revachol 92. Race this, race that. It's all sanctioned by that Social Democratic Union and the farce of a Social Democrat who runs it.
Mr. Glass.
Yes, the fly larva in his container. He let some nihilistic advertising yuppies erect a statue of Philippe III, a syphilitic murderer, on the town square, to spit on the working class. Not since the serfs of ancient Pericarnassus has history produced a more inert social class than the Martinez proletariat. The rest of Revachol at least pretends to rebuild. These people still live in ruins. Intense, like animals, like those boom-boom morons on the ice. A pity they didn't drown in that tent of theirs.
That's
The
all?
worst of them is the blood-drenched Sucrion on her yacht, licking her lips. The old whore's gone now. Her gun-toting porcelain men are dead. So, actually, no. The worst is that old cop parading around in his uniform, throwing balls all day. It's not enough that the racists and liberals are dancing on our graves. The old loyalist ghouls still parade the ruins too. Every morning he's there, while the parasites he fought to protect are off in Ozon, or Quayamoran, or some other island they built their palaces on, feeding on drugs and having sex with their own children.
Okay,
That's
then.
all the rich really want. sex with their own children. Throughout history, even the royal bloodline of the suzerain, it's all just an excuse for them to have sordid sex. At least that old cunt, Frisell, is now dead.
Now I got some questions.
We did good when we pushed him under the horse car. Until, in the 30s, those disco whores.
The disco whores are too much. Hatred shuts down his brain's language center, leaving only a nonsensical sputter. What was that about? Steroids? It piqued your interest. There was something about a statue and nihilistic advertising agency people. Might be worth investigating.
You mean Renee?
Every fucking morning for 34 years. Throwing that ball. One ball against the other. I've always loathed that game. That is not a working class game. I don't care what they say on Radio June.
I don't know, throwing a ball.
Royalist ghouls played like it was life itself. Click, clack across the water each day. And that uniform, like a parrot plumage. I won't even mention that he's a traitor to his race. A patank maniac race traitor.
I don't know.
I remember him. I remember him from La Noce. Not him, personally. His make and model. There were tens of thousands of them. I thought we took them all out before the Liberals came to their rescue. We missed one. That one. Fat and plump, like a pheasant, just begging to be popped off. Please, Mr. Dross, shoot me.
He whispers with such predatory hunger, it borders on longing.
You'd like to kill him.
Yet. I like to look at him strut around, place the crosshair on his medals, right on his face, and just fiddle the trigger. Think about it. Let the bomb melt in my mouth.
A treat, better served for later. He's a pleasure delayer.
He is a
Controller.
juicy bonbon, that one. A real treat for the black day. The
This
black-
guy is just a psycho.
When I put that gun in my own mouth, I think, no, don't waste it. Put this lead in that cock, Renee. For the boys he killed. And then I look at him throw those balls, and I suddenly feel better. I even hid one bullet, so I'd always have one for him.
Renee
Haven't
is
seen him
dead.
around lately, strutting around.
Renee is dead.
Must
He
be down
died.
with arthritis. I hope it hurts like hell. I hope he sweats blood.
Renee is dead. He died of old age a couple of days ago. Yes.
I waited too long. I waited too long. And now he's dead.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dross. I understand you knew him for a long time.
They're all dead now. Fuck him.
If he really wanted to kill him so bad, he would have done. There must have been 1,000 black days on these islands. His
You had
help-
1,000
And I
chances.
blew them. What does it matter now? He's gone. Ancient dust. All
care about
human
him?
beings care about each other. I cared for seeing his head explode. Now, God damn this world.
Okay,
You
Mr.
think
Joe?
I haven't seen people die? It's all I've seen them do. Fuck and die. All the other plans we had. To love. To colonize the Pale. It's all fucked.
Disco
I don't
Balls?
even care about those whores anymore. Get it over with. Take me in.
Racist at the gate, pump full of steroids.
Yes, steroids. A racist on steroids.
You mean measure
What is
it.
my opinion? You think the rich man has an opinion on this idiocy? Is the rich man on the radio telling you his opinion? No. The rich man's looking at real estate and fiddling his kids, wading through the corpses.
Ha, yes, but he was there.
Communists
Why
talk a
was he
little too
there
much about
if
kids
you
for my
can't
comfort.
have an opinion?
Then why was he there?
Scratching away at the race question. You moral intern monkeys keep the conversation going on Channel 4, helping the rich man conduct his swindle with this inanity. You think the rich man cares about your little race games? He rules the whole world, and he laughs at your moral soliloquies.
Yeah. And then I have pushed communists to be racist. So no. Communists are like the worst racists. The worst of fascists. Not fair, nothing beats Imperial Japanese, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it goes German fascist, communist, Imperial Japanese. German fascist, communist, and then Imperial Japanese. At least I never cared about Germany. Stalin would starve his own goddamn people. Fair, I'm a libertarian, I believe. You should be the dictator of yourself. I personally believe everybody should be a dictator. Somebody talking? There's something about the statue on the roundabout and syphilis.
Ficelle the First, Philip the Second. What's the difference? Syphilitic murderers the lot. I don't want to think about those things anymore. I'm tired of all of it.
The flame of anger dulls in him. He tires of it. All of it.
You mentioned Union Social Democrat and Mr. Clare, the face of...
I don't want to talk about goddamn social democrats. Traitors is all they are. Brain dead.
I'm gonna talk
Glad
about
we
this.
talked about what?
You are under the arrest.
What? But you said I would be taken to the...
The sum of all the erratic movements, fidgeting, and mood swings he's been exhibiting. The wind picks up. The silence on the water is broken all around you.
What?
Little shivers of waves appear. The lieutenant continues, like an incantation.
Your wayfarer rights have been suspended. Information provided to the officers on the scene will be used against you by the prosecution. You will be given legal counsel within 1 week and must face court in 44 days. Do you understand? Do you understand?
But...
Do you understand, sir?
I don't want to. I have to stay here.
He's sweating. Beads are forming on his forehead. Pupils are dilated too. Eyes getting blacker and blacker.
Your confirmation is not required, sir. Now on to the boat.
Does it have room for free?
Not really. We could escort him to the pier, then either one of us can take him inland while the other stays here, but...
But then, who watches him while you're coming back here?
Who watches his back while we come back here?
You come back for me? How about I go and send a boat back for you?
What is this farce? This is a fucking farce. I can't.
Lillian, you could ask her maybe.
Maybe I can ask Netpicker the
This
captain.
is no harmless old man.
This fucking world. This world. What is this?
Below confusion is a fizzy jammer. He's pissing.
No, listen. Listen now. There it is again, to your north, as it has been since you came to the coast. The reeds whisper, stalks rubbing against each other. But then, in the middle of it,
Are they seriously doing the boat question?
something completely different. It sounds like a bow, very slowly being drawn against the strings of a violin. A very small violin, made of reeds and rushes.
Maybe there is room for 3 on the boat.
Shh, get him to hear
What?
that.
What are you talking about? Is this really us?
Your skin crawls.
The fuck?
A delicate tangle of arms and legs unfolds from the reeds, limb by limb, to then just stand there, moving its scythe-like arms in ghostly silence.
What is
What
that?
are you talking about?
The giant stick
There's
insect.
nothing there.
The stick insect is over 3 meters tall. It looks straight at you, with its tiny pinprick eyes and its grotesquely small head. You feel your legs shaking under you, and your gun hand rise instinctively.
Tell me what you see, damn it. I can't.
I can see it.
4 simple words, thank God. If you can see, then you're not insane. But that means it's really there, spinning slowly, in absolute silence, its limbs long and slender.
Be very, very careful.
The creature stands on long stilt-like legs, antennae hanging from its head like a woman's hair, white and curled at the tips. It is no more than 5 steps away from you. Reed-like tufts stick out of its joints. As the insect moves its forearms, it produces a faint hiss, like a reel-to-reel machine spinning after the tape breaks. The hiss is different from the strings you heard before. It says something else in a lower pitch.
That's
It
insane.
is.
You glance over your shoulder. The lieutenant holds a piece of milled aluminium. He begins to pull it open, extremely carefully. It's the camera. No, the flash will scare the creature off. Warn him now.
The flash is loud. Oh.
We need a photo. No one will believe us.
From the corner of your eye, you see a sudden cascade of motion ripple through the phasmid's limbs. A series of ultrasonic clicks fills your ear. I am not palatable. Do not eat me. I am afraid.
I
Fred
won't be
stuff.
one of those fools who didn't take a picture.
You see the phasmid turn to him, its mandible antennae reaching out. Its motions are quick, sudden.
I have a
I don't
phone.
think the pheromone will do anything.
The spindly mechanism turns itself back to you, its antennae taking their measure of the air, slowly. The creature tilts its tiny head to the side and appears to look at you. It is incredibly light, like the slightest gust of wind should blow it away. But it doesn't. Slowly, with your breath held, you take 2 small steps toward the phasmid. The creature lets out a series of ultrasonic clicks that
shit.
swarm around your head like swallows. Sweat drips from your brow, soaking your chest. You reek of it, your chemicals. The tracheal system on the creature's abdomen expands in front of you to take in and expel air. It's smelling you. Hissing and clicking, it extends its mandible-like antennae to greet you. You're right below it now, looking up at the colossal chitin of its white limbs. The head of the creature is crowned by reeds, and its eyes are like small droplets of water.
It's
Maybe
smelling
it
me.
is real, the pheromone.
The insect's head is crowned with reed-like scales, the shape of seed heads. They rustle as the air moves. The ventricles at its abdomen continue expanding, like lunglets. Breathing you in, your sour, greasy semiochemicals on the breeze.
Pretty sure it's
The
the one.
insect stops its stridulation, seeming to observe you. Below its crown of reeds, little pinprick eyes detect motion, glittering. The world stands still around you. Suddenly, there is silence. No, stop. Be afraid. The invertebrate comes back to life, stridulating. Sets of complex eyes follow you, moving in tandem on either side of the insect's small head.
Hello, I'm Harry. I don't really know who I
No
am.
reply. A total ancient silence comes from its mouth, along with what appears to be some kind of foam. The stridulations of its limbs continue all around you. You were right. Little bubbles form on the mouth parts of the creature, on its segmented lower lip. It looks to be foaming, slowly. The foam is white, then yellowish.
Careful, it may be poisonous.
The foam slowly turns a darker shade, like burnt caramel, as the insect moves its mouth parts, masticating. The little bubbles begin to burst, one by one.
I exist.
I exist too.
Tell me what it's like for you.
It's Wunderer.
Yes, holy is the Lord of hosts, and all the earth is filled with his glory. Now, I will tell you what it's like for me. For me, it is a series of half-lit images, a kind of darkness, being intruded upon, transient, dim, moist,
Intruding upon by what?
shapes of plants and animals, and internal sensations, a swarm of sounds, tiny vibrations on the inside of my forearms, all speak of complexities totally beyond my understanding. I am at the end of a narrow funnel, weightless, so light, it only feels like something to be me. In truth, perhaps I'm nothing. I certainly do not have a soul, and if I did, it would never ache.
I'm glad to be
Few
me.
of us can begin to imagine the horror of you, with all of creation reflected in your forebrain. It must be like the highest of hells, a kaleidoscope of fire and writhing glass. Eternal damnation. Even when you're sleeping, and when you wake, you carry it around on your neck, with eyes open that cannot help but swallow more behind the mirror. I feel great, mute empathy for you.
It was very disturbing first, but I'm keeping my shit
That
together.
must be incredibly hard. The Arthropods are in silent and meaningless awe of you, Know that we're watching. When you're tired, when the vision spins out of control, the insects will be looking on, rooting for you. And when you fall, we will come to raise you up. Bud from you, banner-like, blossom from you and carry you apart in a sky funeral, in honor of your passing. But not me, because I'm just a leaf eater.
I am a detective.
So am I. I was born to detect sucrose rewards and semiochemicals. What were you born to detect?
Just point the
He's in a bad
okay.
state, deteriorating fast now. He thinks I am beneficial to him, but I am not. I only quicken his deterioration.
You're destroying him?
Very slowly, and only because he won't go away. It is meant to keep them from noticing me, to interfere with the pictures in their heads. But he has looked at me for too long, and I am destroying him.
This is a dream. What is happening?
No, you're awake. I am real. Light is forming me. This is real.
What does this come from? All this around us, the
Not
world.
even the birds know that. Not even the water lily.
We need to
I
know.
think we should eat it.
Good.
If it's a leaf, you can put it in your mouth. Or read. Yum yum.
What exactly are you?
I am an unknown species of the order Phantasmodia, endemic to the Insulandian Insula. For the last 350 years, I have hidden in plain sight, masquerading as the reeds, molding, cloning myself, unfolding at night to play with trash bins and boys.
It may have unknown, dangerous biochemical characteristics that help it maintain its camouflage.
No one unnoticed by the first settlers and the land surveyors of the suzerain. Also, by the soldiers of the revolution and officials of the occupation. Even the Seminoles Islanders who came here first, but did not stay, have not seen me. I have stayed hidden through 4 forms of government and 2 scientific revolutions, until I was accidentally discovered by a detective of the citizen militia in Revelshore, district of Martinez, March 51.
Are you poisonous?
Yes, I do not have a starter display, so I use a neurodegenerative element to aid in camouflage. Do not worry, it is only destructive over long periods of time.
The deserter. He's been here for a long time.
That's insane.
No, you are. The moral of our encounter is, I am a relatively medium life form, while it is you who are total extreme madness. A volatile simian nerve system ominously new to the planet. The Pale too came with you. No one remembers it before you. The Nidarians do not. The radially symmetrics do not. There is an almost unanimous agreement between the birds and the plants that you are going to destroy us all.
Wait, what is the
It
pale?
is a nervous shadow cast into the world by you, eating away at reality.
These headphones are
A
really
great,
good.
unnatural territory. Its advent coincides with the arrival of the human mind.
I don't have that kind of
You're
power.
a violent and irrepressible miracle. The vacuum of cosmos and the stars burning in it are afraid of you. Give me enough time, you will wipe us all out and replace us with nothing. Just by accident.
Wow.
We suspect it will be something like the oxygen holocaust that wiped out anaerobic life 2.6 billion years ago, when organisms first started breathing. Only much worse.
Instead of air, you exhale thoughts. There are no trees that eat thoughts.
Where's Hal?
Everything your eyes touch goes back there, behind the nose mirror. What if you blink? Are we still here? Please don't blink. What if he misplaces us all one day, or just forget?
Have I always felt
No,
this way?
you're only thinking it now. This is a revelation.
I only forgot the
So
world.
it is already happening. Soon, one of you will close your eyes and open them to see that none of this ever existed.
Yeah, Cam, am I having a
It
violent...
doesn't look like that, no.
No, what does it
You're
look
just staring at it. Okay,
like? The favorite again.
is it somehow related to the case?
Sort of.
I think we should take the picture, and then you should back away from the unstudied species.
I have to say goodbye now. I have no more
No.
Francis.
There is one more.
Of all the creatures
Thank
that...
you. I also have one more thing to say to you before you go. That woman. Turn from the ruin. Turn and go forward. Forever show.
I will.
She was hell on earth. It doesn't take a 3-meter stick insect to tell you that.
Okay, Tim. Take the picture.
Okay.
There is no change in the insect's motion while it's being aimed by the camera. It remains fixated on you.
In 3. If it moves, you jump back. I'll shoot. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
The shrill flash of the camera cuts the air like the blade of a sword. The phasmid freezes in its bright light. Head turned toward the lieutenant, hypnotized by the flash. It stands frozen before you.
I got it.
The antennae hang from a great height. With your hand shaking, you barely touch the tip of the left whisker. On contact, the kiting curls into a spiral, like the tip of a poison ivy. Its touch on your fingertip feels cold, ticklish. The sensation is electrifying, resounding through your body. It is surprisingly delicate, the curly end of the whisker, like a young vine. It's even a bit wet. Looks like someone's got hurt in a fight. This antennae is much smaller than the other one.
Be careful, detective. It's moving.
You were right. It glistens with some kind of moisture. The creature in front of you stays frozen. It tastes like sugar, very faint. The anthropod towers above you, tufts of reeds pointing from limb and head alike. Odorless, mostly comprised of water. The limb before you is incredibly light, like eggshell. It's much lighter than a reed. You feel a soft push could tip the creature over. Its hollow exoskeleton collapsing. It's about to move. You can sense it. A small shudder passes the creature's arm. High above you, its black pearl eyes still glisten, mesmerized by the light passing its nervous system. There is some kind of countdown happening as it slowly processes the overwhelming brightness of the signal. The invertebrate is regaining control.
We got
Another shudder pulses through the creature's limbs. It jolts back to life, like a record continuing where it left off, in a swaying, praying motion. Even the small black pearls of its eyes do not stray from you. As you're turning away, the phasmid mirrors your movements, stepping on the water, the long limbs carrying its feather weight without breaking its surface. And just like that, it's gone, skating away across the sea's calm mirror like a skipping stone, leaving nothing but circles on the water. And something under it, in the place it stood, bobbing there, among the reeds, a collection of items.
It's gone.
It can walk on water.
Apparently, yes. like a water strider. Only, I've never seen anything like that in my life.
What's that in the reeds?
Looks like a nest of some sort. We should have a look.
What now?
Our suspect is not looking so good. We need to check on him.
Brother, you've managed to collect all the armor pieces. Too bad it's too late for the big showdown.
Oh, for the hell,
It would have looked very impressive. Still, you found it all. Now your mortal coil is completely protected. Few cops are this futuristic.
So that was all. The chest piece, the boots, and... This is pantsless.
What is it? What do you want from me? I can't go.
Something is very wrong with him now.
Sir, how can you not see the phasmid?
See.
Mr. Dras?
The man does not respond. He keeps staring, black eyes glazed over and bulging from their sockets. His gap-toothed mouth shaking. Like an addict of some terrible substance. A light shiver passes him, followed by nothing. His hands are trembling, and he breathes slowly.
He's going into some kind of psychomotor immobility. The good news is, this solves our transportation problem, doesn't it, Mr. Dras?
The trembling mouth appears to sigh.
Between this and the broken tire he's used for a boat, I think it's safe to leave him here, while we go and get help. It will need to be medical first, I'm afraid. Old age and shock.
If it goes to phasmid?
Yes, the arrest and the appearance of the phasmid, the combined stress. But you think it's something more than that, don't you?
It could be something to harmonize in his relationship to the rat.
You mean pheromonal?
He seemed a little off for a man of his
The
age.
scope? Knowing of her bruises? His disposition toward Miss Oranje? I see what you mean.
You couldn't see it, remember? It was
That
just
could be
reaching.
part of the shock. But you're right, something is off here. Mr. Dras,
No response.
Maybe this is
then how
something
did
I-
we see it?
Oh,
Oh, you mean, whatever does this, does it over time? Teenagers, kids, drunks, sightings are brief, and hence not credible. But anyone who spends a long time with it.
Yes, you. Forget. It's there.
Mr. Dras, have you ever seen a stick insect pretending to be the reeds? The doctors will have to look at this. I hope your station has better medical personnel than 57. This is a little advanced for a nurse.
I talked to the phasmid. It said it was
You should be
destroying
more
him.
careful, detective. Are you sure it wasn't having an effect on you?
It was just trying this. Degradation is a side effect.
A valid hunch. Long-term exposure to something like that could be neurodegenerative. Also, please be careful when approaching unknown species in the future, detective.
How long is here for a long time? Who knows how much?
He
it
did
ever-
seem distressed when it finally came to arresting him, like he didn't want to leave this place, and the insect maybe. I have absolutely forgotten to take notes. I hope I remember all of this. This will be one hell of a report. Thank God we have the photo.
No one would believe you without it.
We found something in the files. What's next, Mr.
He
Reese?
stares into the reeds. Your words don't stir anything in him.
Show me.
Nothing. Just dull staring. Not even rage left, wherever he is. The last embers have gone out. The war is over.
If Kuno kicked it into the sea, as he said he did, the ebb would put it back here. This makes sense. Mr. Dross could have picked it up. Or the Phasmid even. If it did, this is incredible.
No reaction. His breathing is slow, and he appears very old all of a sudden. Around 80.
Let's have a closer look at that after. I think I'll be more useful than him.
Show me.
I lost.
You lost
He
it.
turns his eyes to the reeds again, as he's done so many times. Beige and white stripes.
He lost the scope. Then it somehow made its way over there. With the help of a magpie Phasmid. This sight is a T9, Mr. Dross. Was it attached to the rifle when you made the shot?
Silence. Not even a sigh.
I'm gonna make you
The
a
plastic
list,
cape flaps around his face in a gust of wind. His back is slouched and his mouth open. The strength has all gone out of him. Just frail old bones in a sack of tracksuit trousers and a windbreaker.
Hang
We
tight.
should think about getting back to the mainland. To get help. He'll be safe here. If we don't take too long.
The return. Use the boat to the mainland. Okay. Oh. What was that? I went the wrong way.
ICM? This feels familiar somehow.
I see him.
Insulindian Citizens Militia. It's the official name of the Communards Army. The Black and White Army of the Revolution.
Sounds an awful lot like.
RCM. It sounds like RCM.
It does.
Why?
The RCM may descend from the ICM.
Why?
It's impossible to say. It was chaos after the war. The name was good for getting people to join us. Revachol West was mostly workers and criminals.
Nice political thoughts rush through your neocortex. A mediocre athlete would pant from dragging around his body on a busted crutch. But not you. You're thinking about politics, with blood dripping down your thigh.
It's a little
No one
embarrassing.
remembers the ICM. The connotation is less important each year. No,
Sir.
an upside-down star.
With its horns in the sky, the symbol of the commune.
Well, the
No,
speckled
that's
chins.
the uninhabited archipelago.
A DeLorean-era symbol of Insulinda, known as the face in the sea.
Looks like
After 44 years? That's not nearly enough to hide what happened here, Lieutenant Gefreiter. One of these barrels was still leaking fuel, as you saw. The city is full of things like this. Old bullets, guns, fuel.
The chain trails off into the ocean, connecting the island to the supply depot on the coast.
This leads to the depot on
Ah,
Land's End.
Yes, so it seems.
As
For
usual.
bringing munitions to the island, maybe? And supplies? You could also lock the bay when you raise the chain.
As a defensive measure, lock it off that side of the bay.
Lock of removed.
From enemies. Enemies of the commune of Revachol. This sea fort was a revolutionary fortification, I believe.
Finish that.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Return
Lex.
to the mainland.
We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
I'm gonna put the gun away now.
This passport, issued by the Sovereign Republic of Oranje, is issued to a black-haired woman called Katarzyna Alazie.
Classia's hidden documents. From the empty boy.
Look at the
It's
photo.
Klasia, with short black hair and glasses. She looks boyish, younger somehow.
What was this doing there? in the
Maybe
files?
our man, Mr. Dross, took it from Classia's, or whatever her name was. Hiding place, or
I think this
like a
plasma took it.
magpie? What a coincidence. Then it would also have collected the other objects, which would be highly unusual. I can see how the helmet could wash up on the island, and the scope. Maybe Mr. Dross lost it, but to seek this out would be very unusual behavior for an arthropod.
A curious octopus would do something similar, or even a cuttlefish.
Perhaps
An
it was
octopus belongs
curious.
to a very different class. It's not even an insect, it's a mollusk. But yes, I see your point.
It says because
She said it would be for Anouk Meyer-Smith. Anouk Meyer-Smith. I don't know who Katarzyna Alazie is, but it's safe to say it's not her either. In short, we got lied to, again. In a way, she's still lying to us.
What is her real
I don't
name?
know,
then?
but it's not Katarzyna Alazie, or Klasia, or Anouk Meyer-Smith. We didn't even scratch the surface with her, detective. Perhaps it's better that we didn't arrest her. Who knows what hell she'd be raising in my district by now.
Put a passport away.
Look what the tide brought in. Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Wait, you're the man with the
That's
sunglasses.
right. And you're bleeding.
Farrell
We're
is
not
giant.
forgetting about anything. Look at you,
No one else seems to be bothered
bothered by it. Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Oh, fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Who are you?
Hello,
people?
I'm Trent Heilerstar. I believe we've met on several occasions.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean Vicomar, and this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trond Heidelstam, Battle Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy. The two aren't mutually exclusive.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Okay.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant
my back.
Kitsuragi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely.
Wait, this is the guy I talked
I
to with his
engage in
son.
neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trent, it's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Shit, kid. What an interesting moniker.
What's a
You.
shit kid?
Shit kid? That's you.
Despite all that you've done, the deserter, the phasmid, the case,
Despite all I've
No,
done?
because of all that you've done.
How do you know I
The
was here?
cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
I saved his establishment and they still
Strange.
betrayed me?
He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire.
It was one of the junior
I don't know.
delinquents.
It had shit kid written all over it.
Aren't you the man? You aren't the man.
Guilty
with
as
sunglasses.
charged. I heard you'd lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
he was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Maybe if
I'm
you weren't
clinically
so...
depressed, Harry. Sorry if I wasn't in the mood to batter you up after you told us to fuck off. Did you? Or did you think I was a goddamn firefighter? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
Absolutely no idea. 100 years?
You never told me you're not the horse-faced woman.
Lieutenant, my name is not Horse-Faced Woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
I'm truly sorry.
You're my commanding officer. I really want to respect you. I want us to have a normal relationship.
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. And I hate sensitivity training.
So, Trent turns out to be special country.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilerstein.
It seems
I
like
never said I wasn't
an
Trant
expedition, so... Wait, so what was up with the kid then?
Mikhail's my son.
His son? What a joke. Everyone is lying to you.
Oh, yeah, where's your son now?
I sent him home. Mikhail's with his mother. We share custody.
I told you. He's one drink away from killing someone.
I wouldn't quite say that, but yes, he is displaying aggression not atypical of late-stage alcoholism.
So what are you,
What indeed?
special...
I was
counselor
asked to
here?
share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Duped again.
Duped. Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk and you won't be duped so easily.
Garden Scab Leader, this... Tell... Gardener Scab Leader, this... Tell me at least you are a scion.
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi, still a lieutenant from Precinct 57.
You mentioned a task force.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Refresh my memory.
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Heidelstein, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Oh, fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Yes. First, who's
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Guillaume Bevy is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Tron because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
Is this Gavin Bevy blonde and with sunglasses like you
See,
were?
there. He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G. Bevy. It was going to be funny, but then you really did have brain damage. So not so much anymore.
Okay, so what does this unit do?
It's the Major Crimes Unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We are shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
Where have you been all this
Where
time?
have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember. You told us to fuck off. You said we're cramping your style. Your detective god. Fuck everything. All we burn. Detect or die.
Why didn't you detect or die then? Why didn't you
Oh,
detect
you
or
think
die?
it was cool
then?
you saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss. So we fucked off. Like you told us to.
No, that's right.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, hell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
It may have something to do with an anomaly in the church or a 2mm hole in the world.
Corresponding to the 20-centimeter hole in your brain. Sure. This theory has great symmetry. I see how it folds into itself neatly.
I'll explain this later. There's another man who lost his memory. A crab man.
Crabman is an unfortunate choice of words, but I was there. The church on the coast shook from an audiospatial anomaly. It may have been anthroponetic, or perhaps related to radio waves. Either way, I have put this into my report. You should read it. I do not, however, think it has anything to do with him drinking himself to the point of brain damage.
Thank you, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. Just to clarify, I do not think Isolari anthroponetics are a hoax. Pale produces global phenomena. It's proven. However, what has not been proven is total memory loss after drinking too much Komodo Red. Honestly, I think he's just lying to us.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before. Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mirror.
So you don't remember not remembering. Beautiful.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for its end.
Okay, Trent, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a cretin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
I'm ready to leave
No
again.
one even mentioned that. I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the body? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
They can keep that pension. You're rock solid. You can put your clothes on hard.
What now?
Now nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Really?
No. Now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to a motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Time has come for tequila sunlight.
Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset. Not sunrise because you're almost dead. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired, and I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
I got it right here.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand. Not today, badge.
Behold my
And your
badge.
gun.
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements. What is it with all these material objects?
I got my gun right here.
He has it. And he didn't drop it. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Put that thing away before you kill someone.
How is that a lie? I'm not. So what if I had a little drink?
Little drink. You smell like a corpse. I'm downwind and I can barely breathe. You smell like shit. You let a suspect escape, Harry. Classier something. Because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the reports. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
I let her go as an act of
well,
mercy.
if you let her go, I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who escaped. Another act of mercy? Or the fact that you're Everett Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 7 people who were gunned down, the streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired and vetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot, not once, but twice. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
I also solved the case.
Detective.
It's solved.
It's better if I do that.
It's so much better if he does this. 1,000,000 times better.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. You've spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the lost gun, also losing his badge, that's all true. And he's been drinking on the job.
The man sighs deeply.
Then there's the superstardom. He likes to, from time to time, allude to being a superstar law official. At
Yes.
first I thought it was a joke, but now I'm not so sure. He says disco about 20 times a day. It's worrying, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a fascist, a far-right woman hater, and of course, also into race stuff. Which, for a police officer, not good. Other still, he is also an ultra-liberal hustler who is always on the grind, which I guess goes well with some of his racism. I don't know. He is vocal about both beliefs, though. And then there's
Yes.
the motor carriage in the sea, and the drugs, of course. Some kind of anti-radiation drug he uses to induce visions. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which, by the way, I have to disagree with you, Mr. Vicmar, was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Okay, he did something.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species,
A new species?
a colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo of the phasmid and shows it to the officers across the yard. The wind blows, flapping the glossy rectangle in his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
So as you can see, I'm a pretty okay detective and an absolute giant
Fucking
fascist.
hell. Is this somehow connected to the case?
Detective?
Kim, yes, I believe the phasmid maybe responsible for the killer's mental.
The old man was not aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fire the drunk.
Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
The killer is... They also fixed
How?
the strike
It
situation.
seems to be ongoing. I see red banners on the gates.
He didn't quite solve it. He cross-pollinated information between the company rep and Everard, until the rep came to see that the Union desires war, at which point Mrs. Messier decided to...
What? Hand clear the terminal?
I masterminded a solution.
Sounds like
to
you
it,
got played,
so-
Harry. Because you were off your tits on Al Ghul.
How do you know about
It doesn't matter how we know about Al Ghul. What matters is, you're Everard Clare's peony now. Just as I said. He's a mob boss, did you know?
It's not quite like that. The move allowed us to stabilize things here. It was not bad for Martinez, and we don't owe anyone anything.
Okay.
Who'd kill him?
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
A
The
revolutionary.
custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms Krasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name instead. This man's mother was Lilian, his Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
Thank you, Trond. Thank you
Oh.
for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
He killed the mercenary out of an act of jealousy.
I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years. Like 70-something.
A strange psychosexual fixation, aggravated possibly by proximity to the phasmid and its chemicals. He himself gave a political reason, said he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have ballistics from the gun, matching the bullet found in the dead mercenary's head, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
Oh, it's way more than that.
It was a perfect
Folding mechanism. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. It is bad. Even you can smell it. It's just a little celebration.
Also, the fast
Female?
man was female.
What makes you think
It's,
so?
It's nice.
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female, and the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
I had gathered items in the nest: helmet, scope, passport.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Bowers are built by males of the species who can't afford colorful mating displays physically. This one was plain colored.
That could be a male.
Must be robust if it can move a helmet with its limbs.
I think it replaces by paraphrasing.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Observation.
Well, then it wouldn't matter if it's a male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense. Yes.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
I think it emits a chemical that makes it look like the reeds.
Yes. That would be a chiromone. A pheromone that's seemingly beneficial to the host. It usually stimulates the affected nervous system. Not a human's, of course, but perhaps a predator's?
Nothing is off the table. But I want to stress this. The find does not have to be connected to the case. The case is 100% prosecutable, without any chiromones.
Of course, Lieutenant. Of course. We should treat the case and the phasmid as completely separate from each other. People are not going to...
They're not going to go for this speculation in the constabulary.
It may have mandibles that looked like hair. It was completely white on the inside.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
There was also a dead man on the boardwalk.
Yes, fallen through a gap in a boardwalk. Drunk.
How do you know
The
about
body
that?
was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, Detective.
I'm also looked into the mysterious doomed
I
commercial
don't
area.
know what a doomed commercial area is.
Redo South Galatians, a commercial building where all the businesses go bankrupt. I looked into it.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
There was a fridge we needed and a possible witness. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
I'm not gonna mention the drug lab. So what do you say? Take this hot shit back?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude,
Honestly, anything that ends this trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
I have a few questions before we go.
The
Who am I?
man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Who am
Who
I?
are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
What?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
That explains a
Harry,
lot.
it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
Collective phone. The collection of phone and sweatshirts where I've missed.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is, and your moves on the church floor, which honestly were just jump aerobics.
The incredible stamina output. Also, this guy. Just everything about this guy. And this guy, too. God, even this javelin throwing freak here.
Oh my god, I'm
Of course.
contact Mike.
Contact Mike.
he's been on about Mike again. I hate that guy.
Contact Mike is a representative of the most inspiring basic sporting principle of open competition.
Oh, you don't say. Does he also vault an impassable gulf of finance and privilege?
It is getting cold out.
When was this? When I was a gym
In
teacher?
your 20s or late 20s? You've really let yourself go since then.
Same course, I was a gym teacher.
Yes, you taught gym in Cool. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
The smell of sweat and glue. The worn floorboards. Kuro is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
Why did I join the
The
RCM then?
regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Okay, I see now.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Why am I like this?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Some chick.
Dora something. Dora England. Yeah, you mentioned the name.
Not Dora Dubois.
Wait, boy, you knew it?
Something like that. Half Vazan.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
So we weren't married?
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
When was this?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago, she was way before my time.
That's not
Yeah,
that much.
you're not doing too good there. It's an old man thing, I think. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dorangalon really tore you a new one. A big one.
Who is she?
Incredibly bangable.
Figures.
Extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Snow Welkin. Blonde Welkin. Pain Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is about to go down. It's time to go.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist?
A
Go talk to
psychologist
that.
and a psychiatrist are the exact same thing.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Oh wait. Psychiatrists are the ones that do personal. Psychologists are the ones that do the group studies. I would be a psychologist. But you know what? I can also see myself being a gym teacher. What kind of station is it?
Us? We're the bloody murder station, haven't you heard? With the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torsen and McLean to run the Sea Wing. It's not good.
Torsen
Mac
McLean?
the Torso Torsen and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
They are damn iconic though, Torsen and McLean.
An iconic duo,
not
though.
like us. Two clinically depressed old men. Where's the contrast here? We are garbage.
And the Sea Wing
God.
is...
There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
And
Ptolemy
Price's...
Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
Did we recently show up at church by any chance?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
What happened? Where did we go?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
So I was working for a bloody murder station?
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and a coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershoal. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
The fast one, I need to tell Lena this.
Who is Lena?
Cryptozoologist, he lives in Jamrock. She told me about this fast one.
Well, good luck finding her once we get back.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. I'm sure we'll find them. They should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
Watch out, or she'll faint.
Lieutenant Kim, what will you do now?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
About what?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
You want to do that at Station
Talk to
41?
Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
I mean, investigate. Come work in Precinct 41.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountains, even.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
Under the afternoon sky, the great district hums. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls, and chimney stacks. Fire traps as far as the eye can see. From Main Street to Precinct 41, to Boogie Street, forking into the snow-swept horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. It's time. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Yes. Really? Nick Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price gestures with a ballpoint pen. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
What an end. Is there a way that's... I want to see if there's an end credits thing going on here. Texas, smoke on the balcony. It's Hardy. It's plus. Oh, so there's like final cut. Different voice actors for the final cut. The mega rich white guy. It's just like that. Void rubber shell, 24 hours. Spell damage. See how it's on scale. God, this game. I don't know what to say. Well, other than Harry, dude. Other than. I never expected my first true, my truly first real like me for he just like me for real to be the 4-year-old bearded guy, the 40-year-old bearded guy. It was a liquor problem and a drug problem. But you know what? Doesn't let it become the only thing about him. True complex character. Libertarian, fascism, complete hate for communism. And only barely hanging on to his mental faculties, unlike some literally characters. There. Not exactly. How long are these credits? Japanese localization. Turkish. Wow, look at all those lines and squiggles. Testosterone translation service. Oh, Testone. German team. Russian team. That's what it is. Especially Chief Service Officer. It's just going for the list. There's no way to skip it. It should be over now. It's going. Arabic words. How many languages does this game get translated into? I remember when a game, once it was done with the main developing team and like some legal shit, would just end the credits. God. QA. Question and answers. Questions and answers. Question and answers. Oh, I think it is following my cursor. Yeah, at least if I leave it there. Oh, no, it ain't. Thought it was. There you go. Yeah, here you go. So what if stress There's a lot of names. It's just obsidian. The people who made new games. Okay. That's moving. What the fuck is this? That's some horrible scoliosis. When you say objects, these are people. Oh, look at that thing. That's scary. Wait, where Alright, this is just, hey, where the hell did I'm guessing that was it. I solved the case. I beat communism. I have, I, uh, of course, the only time an ideology like fascist libertarian would be represented in a game, it's the game where you can literally make it just happen by combining the ultra liberal with fascist. I don't know what to think about that. But Stateberg signing out. See you all in the good one. You guys are wonderful. Hope you guys enjoyed this. This is the end of another series. It's nice to end a game. This one was a good one. That's... Yeah, honestly, I'm tired. So, I hope you guys have a good one. Stateberg signing out. See you all next one. Goodbye.